What's up, everybody? I'm Blevin Robinson with West Coast Cajun Cuisine. In today's video, roasted sweet potato with a balsamic vinegar and bacon glaze. Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time here and you're interested in learning how to cook authentic Cajun cuisine, comfort food, and just about anything for that matter, then you've come to the right place. Click that subscription button and that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Well, this video is a part of our Thanksgiving series. It's also another alternative to a sweet potato dish you might normally have at Thanksgiving. Now, in my family growing up, we had candied yams every year at the table for Thanksgiving. And what that is sweet potato that is cut up, put in a casserole dish, and then you put some brown sugar, butter, maybe lay some marshmallows over the top and bake it. Now that's all great, and it's actually really good, but to me it's more like a dessert. When I'm having Thanksgiving dinner, I want my savory Thanksgiving dinner, and then maybe watch football game, and at halftime I'm going to have my dessert, right? I don't mix the two. It's just a personal preference for me. So I'm going to show you an alternative to sweet potato. We're going to take sweet potato and we're going to spice it up. We're going to make it nice and savory. We're going to bake it with some olive oil and Cajun spices, and then we're going to make a balsamic and bacon glaze to toss it in right before serving. Let's go ahead and get to that kitchen and start cooking. All right, I have 6 to 8 sweet potatoes that we've cut up into bite-sized cubes, 1 pound of bacon, 1 cup of beef stock, 3 teaspoons of olive oil, 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. I have a tablespoon and a half of Cajun seasoning, and I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of that on the sweet potato when we get ready to roast it. We're going to use a 1/2 cup of chopped onion, 1/2 cup of chopped celery, 1/2 cup of chopped bell pepper. We're going to use 2 garlic cloves minced, and we're going to finish it all off and garnish it with some freshly chopped green onion. And the first thing I'm going to do is pour some olive oil over the sweet potatoes I have in this bowl, and then from there we're going to go ahead and season it. And like I said earlier, I'm only going to use maybe 2 teaspoons or so of that Cajun seasoning, and we're just going to give it a nice toss, make sure the sweet potatoes all well coated with the oil and the seasoning. And then from here we're going to get a baking sheet out. We're going to pour the sweet potato onto this baking sheet, and I want to get it nice and spread out. You don't want any kind of potatoes stacked on top of each other, because when you roast it you want to get it a nice crust on the outside and still soft on the inside. I have my oven preheated at 375 degrees, so we're going to place this in the oven for 35 minutes. And I went ahead and set a timer, make sure that we get it right. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and heat up a frying pan with a little bit of olive oil on a medium heat, and then saute some bacon. And then once we get it all nice and crispy, as you can see here, I'm going to strain it. And then I'm going to reserve some of this fat to saute my vegetables in. And as you can see here on the side, the timer went off, so I took the sweet potatoes out. I got them sitting on the side cooling. So now we're going to saute the vegetables. I'm only going to saute them for maybe 5 minutes or so. And then from there, what I'm going to do is add the garlic. And once I get the garlic in there and nice and crushed, I'm going to go ahead and just cook them down for maybe 2 minutes, just enough to break down this garlic a little bit, let it start flavoring the vegetables. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of seasoning. Now I added about 2 teaspoons or so of seasoning, and what I'm going to do is taste it later on. If it needs more seasoning, we'll add it. And this actually turned out to be just enough. So what I'm going to do here is just get it nice and mixed. I'm not looking for any time here. I just want to get that seasoning mixed into the vegetables. And then I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of that beef stock, and we're going to deglaze the bottom of this pan here. Now once I put that in there, we're just going to go ahead and scrape off these yummy bits off the bottom. And then once we're done with that, we will add the rest of the beef stock, and then we'll also add the balsamic vinegar. Now once I get all of that in there, we're going to give it a good mix. And then what I want to do is set this to a simmer. We're going to let this simmer until this reduces down to about 3 tablespoons or so of liquid. We want a nice thick glaze to go over these. sweet potatoes. And as you can see here, it's thickened up really nice. I could take that spatula, run it through, and it leaves a clean pan at the bottom for quite a while actually. So this is perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and add our sweet potato. And then once we get the sweet potato in there, we're just going to give it a mix because I want the sweet potato to be well coated in this sauce. And then once we get it well coated, we'll put a little bit into a bowl and we'll sprinkle some of that yummy bacon over the top. And then we'll finish it off with some freshly chopped green onion. And this is the end result. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a nice spicy, savory sweet potato dish that you can use for Thanksgiving or anytime, as a matter of fact, during any meal. I just thought you might like to have an alternative to your normal sweet potato dishes you guys are having for Thanksgiving. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. And next week, we're going to just keep on continuing with our Thanksgiving series, and I think I'm going to show you not necessarily an alternative to mashed potatoes, but just how to take regular mashed potatoes and just bring them up to a level of yumminess that people are going to enjoy for years to come. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscription button, that notification bell, and while you're here, check out one of the other videos on the channel, and I'll see you there.